Alright, y'all, so this is a story time about how I found out that me and my sister got pregnant by the same guy. So me and my sister didn't grow up together. Like, she's my sister on my dad's side. We kind of like met when we was adults. So, and we didn't even meet through my dad. We met, like, I'm gonna tell y'all how we met. So a little backstory was, at the time I was making fake paper IDs for people that was like young, couldn't get in the club, whatever they wanted to do. So I was posting advertising. So she was like, hey, I need to make me an ID. So I was like, oh, okay, well, you gonna either have to send me a picture of your ID so I can take the picture off there and get all the information and just change the year, or you're gonna have to take a picture up against the wall. So she sent me a picture of her ID, y'all. And previously, before then, like, I always heard like, hey, you got a sister named woo woo. Y'all around the same age. I was actually born the same year and different stuff like that. So, and her relationship with my dad was not strong, and my relationship with my dad, with our dad, wasn't strong at the time either. So we never met through my dad. This is how we met. So I had asked her when she sent me an ID, I had seen her first and last name, and we just gonna call her Pooh. So I was like, who your daddy? And she was like, whatever. And she said his nickname. So I was like, that's my dad. I said, well, that's my dad. And she was like, you lying. So I had sent her a picture of like my ID too, which has my actual full last name. And she was like, damn, like, so she was like, well, mom, so she said, so you older. And I was like, yeah, I was born in 99. I was born in March. She was born in November of 99. So I was like, damn, well, you know, or whatever. And it's a lot of us. He actually has all girls, so, well, whatever. So me and her started texting and talking or whatever, and we was kind of like, you know, this is life. We kind of met. So I ended up texting my dad. I was like, hey, I think I just met my sister. And he was like, who? And I was like, well, the one I don't know. And he was like, okay, who? So I was like, okay. So I told him I met Pooh, and he was like, oh, okay, well, that's good, glad y'all met each other. So I'm like, okay, well, but at the same time, her and my dad relationship was not strong, so I kind of understood where he was coming from. But we started texting, we started talking, and one day I had seen her Instagram, and I was going to her page, and I was going down this dude I used to talk to page too, and I seen her liking pictures. So I hit her up, and I was like, hey, like, how do you know him? And we will continue this on the next part. His name is Pedro, right? He's a tattoo artist. So he did this tattoo, and I'm gonna give y'all a little backstory of how I actually started talking to him. So, backstory on how me and him met. So after high school, like, my first tattoo was actually a tattoo on my back. So my mom was kind of tripping about, like, I don't want you to get this, whatever. So after I graduated, I had went and got this tattoo from him, and then I had went to college. So I had actually came back from college like in January of 2018. So like, I just happened like 2018. So I came back from college like January 2018, and I hit him up. So I was like, hey, I'm trying to get tatted. Ooh. So he's like, all right, pull up. So when I went to get tattoo, like, I got this tattoo. This is the tattoo I got. I got this. Yo. So I got that tattoo. So I went. When I got a tattoo, it was all chill, like vibe, whatever. So he was like, you got a boyfriend? I was like, yes, you know, whatever. So I couldn't feel him when he was tattooed. Like, he was like this, like, and just tatting, like, you know, grabbing and stuff. So I was just like in nothing but my panties. Like, I promise y'all, I was in nothing but my panties. So after we took a break. We had walked to get something for the stove. He ended up kissing me while I was at the stove. And I was young, y'all. So I was like 18 to be 19. So I was young. So I thought it was just cool, like, cool, whatever. And he's Mexican, by the way. So we walked to the store, and then we walked back to the tattoo shop. The store was like just like 2 shops down, so don't say why the food was walking. So we went back to the tattoo shop. He ended up finishing my tattoo, y'all. And when he finished my tattoo, he gave me head. Y'all, he gave me head. So we was just texting and talking for a couple of days. I still had a boyfriend. So the next day, I hit him up, and I was like, I want to get this tattoo with my boyfriend. He was like, well, okay. So I ended up going to his house. We ended up fucking off. And then I was going to the tattoo shop to get the matching tattoo with my boyfriend. Alright, y'all, part 3. So that day, I actually went to his house. And at the time, I had a car, but it was a lot going on. So I Ubered to his house, and cause he was like, come over. So we at his house. We ended up fucking, y'all. And like, that's my first time being with somebody else on my race. And let me just tell you, y'all, it was, yeah. So he was like, so y'all, I guess he didn't have a card or something. I don't really know what was going on. But he was like, okay. And I was like, well, me and my boyfriend are trying to get tattooed or whatever. And he was like, I'll do it. So I'm just like, bro, and you're going to do the tattoo. So me and him Ubered from his house to the shop. So when we got to the shop, my boyfriend pulled up like 5 minutes later. So I was already there waiting. So this is the matching tattoo that I got with my boyfriend at the time. And he did it. He did it both. And it was so awkward that I was like, I just fucked this man and now I'm getting a tattoo with you. Like, y'all, I was like scandalous as hell. And when motherfuckers say that they daddy's child, I'm my daddy's child. Like, no way. Like, my daddy did some weird shit. Like, I was born in March of 99. My sister was born in November 99. My other sister was born in May of 2000. The other one was born in June of 2000. And then the other one was July of 2000. So everybody was, like, back to back. Like, it was no, like, space. So after the tattoo, me and my boyfriend, we left together. And I was still texting Pedro. And he was like, come back. So I went back to the shop. Like, I ended up leaving. My boyfriend was going, so I think he was going to, like, work something. I ended up leaving. I went back to the shop. So when I went back to the shop, he showed me his hand, right? His hand had, so my boyfriend got a K and I got a Q for King and Queen. He showed me his hand, and on his hand, he has this, but a K on it, like exactly like this. Because he picked it out. So I'm like, you really did that? And he was like, I really like you, ooh, your boyfriend, all this other stuff. So, let me get to the point of how I found out she was pregnant. So, I ended up texting him, y'all. Because we were still friends after everything. We were still friends. So, I ended up texting him, and I was kind of like, hey, I got a question. And he was like, what's your question? So, I was like, you got to call me. And he called, so I asked, hey, you fucking my sister? And he was like, who, poo? And I gotta do part 4. Alright, so y'all, I'm not gonna make y'all wait for part 4, but you're probably gonna have to wait for part 5. So, he was like, who, poo? So, it kind of shook me, like, you know. And he was like, I said, so you know, like, that's my sister. And then he was like, well, no, that's the only person I'm fucking at the time, so it would just have to be her. And I was like, yes, Pooh is my sister. And he was like, you're fucking lying. I was like, no, bro, like, this my sister. Like, we got the same daddy. And he was like, you know what? Y'all do kind of look alike. I'm sitting here like, oh, my God. Like, and then he was like, damn. He was like, and y'all both got good coochie. And he was like, have y'all, like, fucked? And I was like, no. Like, I just met her. I just found out she's fucking with you. Like, it was crazy as hell, y'all. So I ended up kind of like trying to let the situation go, because it really wasn't like nothing that I can say, because I had just met my sister and I wasn't even fucking with this man at the time. So it was kind of like something that I should have just like let go. So, and I was with my boyfriend that I got tattooed with, and I was kind of like, you know, not even worried about anything like that. So let me tell y'all how I was pregnant. So I ended up getting pregnant, and when I was pregnant, I was still messing with my boyfriend, and I was also messing with Pedro. So when I got pregnant, it came to me as a shock. Like, it was my first time being pregnant. And I was like, well, damn, like, I never thought me, like, not me. Like, I'm like, you know, rich auntie vibe, whatever. So I'm trying to figure out, like, what I'm going to do. Like, I don't even know who the daddy is. But I was 100% sure that Pedro was the daddy. First of all, he's Mexican, fertile. Second of all, my boyfriend at the time, we weren't even fucking. So like, I had something better than you, and I actually lost my virginity to him. So this is pretty much. Anyways, but Pedro was better, and I was just like on him hard. Like, I was definitely on him hard. So it came to the point of me being pregnant, and I kind of had to figure out like how I'm gonna fucking do this, because at this point I'm in a relationship with you, but I'm fucking you, and it was just a lot. Like, it was a lot, y'all. So I ended up telling, like, I just came to the conclusion that I was getting an abortion, y'all. I came to the conclusion, I said I'm getting an abortion, and that's the bottom line. Ooh, both of them knew I was pregnant, but it's a twist, because it's a twist. So they gotta wait for part 5. Alright, y'all. So I decided to get an abortion because I didn't know who they was, and when in doubt, see your way out. So I asked them both for the full price because somebody's gonna pay for something, and I went out to eat after everything was done. But yeah, so they both got me the full thing. My boyfriend actually wanted to go with me, but Pedro was like, "What? Like, I don't want to get you to have an abortion. I'm going with you and everything." So
8 seconds.
I had to end up lying to my boyfriend. Well, I was lying the whole time about like where I was at. Like, I was just lying the whole time. So I had to lie to him about why he couldn't go to abortion clinic with me. I was like, I don't want you to go. My mama going with me. So the day of, I told him like, my mom not going. So she asked me to ask my best friend to go, and my best friend went with me.
Look, I got one more.
But she didn't go. Pedro went.
When you
so
die,
Pedro.
Look, whenever you go down,
we went to the abortion clinic, and he had to sit in like the lobby or whatever. Because they was asking me questions like, are you being forced to do this, and that? And I was like, no, I'm not being forced. Everything's good. So I had to abortion. Happily ate my graham crackers and drunk my ginger ale happily, and moved on with my life. Like, it was over with. Like, the doing was done. It was nothing else I could do about it. So fast forward back to now that I have already called Joe about it, and I already said my sister about it. I kind of let it go, but it was still like, damn, like, bro, like, my sister really fucking somebody I used to fuck or whatever. So I ended up posting that I want to get my nose pierced. So Joe slid up on it and was like, I'll pierce your nose. So he was like, come through. I said, where you at? He was like, my house. I said, okay, cool. So I went over there. When I went over there, I was sitting on the couch and he was getting ready for everything so he could do my nose piercing. And he was like, so dang, like, she really your sister? I'm like, yes. Like, yes. It's still a shock to me, like, that everything's going on. Like, she is desperate to my sister. So he was like, well, have y'all met face to face yet? And I was like, no, we haven't even seen each other yet. Like, he was like, so when y'all gonna see each other, like, or whatever? And I was like, I don't know. Like, I really don't know. So I was just sitting on the couch waiting, and he was like, well, your sister's in the bathroom.
Bitch!
So I went and opened the bathroom door, and lo and behold, there was my sister. And I was like, hey, and I got for a hug or whatever.
He messy as hell. He is messy.
And she went in the room and got dressed because she had just got out the shower. And she ended up leaving. Like, she ended up leaving after that.
Bitch.
So, they're going to do part 6. Alright, y'all. So, I'm trying to make this the last part. So, she ended up leaving, and I ended up getting my nose pierced. I left or whatever. So after that, like, it was just kind of like mellow, like nobody really talked or whatever. So one day, I ended up signing up on like one of her posts, or whatever, and we was talking or whatever, and she was just like, she don't talk to her no more. She pregnant and stuff, and she was like, she having an abortion. So I was like, girl, I had an abortion too.
No. Fuck no.
So I had told her like the whole backstory, like, girl, I went through all this or whatever, and she kind of felt some like, why you didn't tell me? But that wasn't my business to tell, because at the end of the day, girl, we just met. But you my sister though, like, you my little sister, so I kind of felt it, like, you know, I'm gonna tell you, but I didn't. I'm definitely not the person that gonna tell you anybody else's business, because that ain't my business to tell. Now, if it comes to my man, I'm gonna tell it all. But after that, I ended up getting pregnant by my boyfriend at the time. I ended up getting pregnant. Yeah. So, and I had his baby, so, you know. And fast forward, I'm gonna tell y'all this part too. That
Don't forget about your push-ups, nigga.
people was actually like, you should just had the first baby. And I was kind of like, well, you know, whatever. So after I had her, I remember Pedro had actually called me. And he was like, let me see the baby. And I had shown him the baby. And he was like, she kind of looked like me. And I was just like, no, she don't.
Okay, girl, so let me start by saying, I'm glad you didn't go double dip and go wander your ass behind your sister and go continue to mess with Pedro after you found out he was messing with your sister. Shout out to you. But this the problem with male-centered women. What do you mean that wasn't my business to tell? And I'm not going to tell nobody else's business, but when it comes to my man, I'm going to tell all the business. That's my main issue with male-centered women. Like, y'all would do any and everything for the man, but not the. This is your sister. Whether y'all grew up together or not, this is your sister. Yes, you should have said that. That's a little weird for you to meet your sister coming out of the shower and not have no conversation with her about what you were really doing. You know, it's just weird. So if you wasn't, what do you mean you're not gonna tell your business? That is your business. I'm not going to tell my business. That is your business to tell. Why are you saying it's not your business? It involved you. What do you mean? So you wasn't trying to tell her that Pedro was messing with somebody else and that somebody else was you? That's weird as fuck. But this was a crazy one, though. I actually thought that she knew the whole time before hearing the story. But she really didn't even know. And I'm glad when she found out, she cut all the sexual activities out. Salute to you, sis. Y'all drop down in the comments and let me know. What if this was you, what would you have done? Would you have told your sister? I would have told my sister. Straight up. That's just what it is, okay? But y'all let me know what y'all do. And I'll talk to y'all later. Bye.